Hey guys, so today I have a quick car vlog for you guys. As you can see, this is the quickest way that I can get a video out to you guys, because I usually have a few minutes in between certain drives, so I can sit down and make a really quick video and answer some of your questions. A lot of you guys have been asking about dating stories, and specifically bad dating stories, and I know I shared one with you in the past, probably my funniest ever, and I'll link that down below. It's actually probably the funniest story I've ever heard. And I'm going to be sharing today probably the worst idea I've had from my end in terms of my dating journey. So today I am going to be talking about something that I haven't really mentioned in the past, but basically I dated somebody probably after my divorce. I was already officially divorced, and I had dated a few people here and there, but nothing really serious. And I started dating somebody that was my friend. It was my friend for many, many years. We kind of stopped communicating because he ended up leaving the company, and then he was coming back, and that's kind of how we reconnected. And I thought it was originally kind of almost like a genius idea, because I'm like, listen, I've never dated anybody that was first my friend and then actually something a little bit more. So maybe that's kind of where I'm going wrong. Maybe that's how relationships should start. First be, friends, and then kind of advance to something further. So I was at the point where I didn't want anything serious. I didn't really want a relationship. I was kind of just wanting to spend time on my own, and I wanted just a break. I didn't want to continue dating. I just wanted just a break. So I made it very clear to him from the start that I did not want this to become anything serious, and that I didn't want, and I wonder if I should turn on lights here. I don't know if it's making a difference, but hopefully the lighting is okay, because I kind of chops me off here. But basically I made it very clear to him from the very beginning that this was not going to be anything. It was not going to become a relationship. It was not going to be anything serious, that we were not going to date. He actually came back to the company to leave the country and work for the company, but outside of the country. So I knew I don't do long distance relationships, and I made it very clear to him from the get-go. So long story short, we go to dinner, and even the first time he asked me out to dinner, I was like, absolutely not. We are not going to go to dinner. This is not it. And I'm not even being sarcastic about this. Like, I literally was like, no, we are not doing this. But eventually we kind of started dating a little bit, and it kind of became something. I mean, it was inevitable. So there was one night where right after work, I wanted to hang out with my friends. He wanted to hang out with his friends, and we never hung out with our friends together. We were kind of very private about that, and I think that was kind of weird, but we just never blended together. So we had talked about after work kind of hanging out with our friends and then meeting later, and we had plans. So of course, this after I hung out with my friends and it had hit the time where we were having our plans, I called him. He was nowhere to be found. I texted him. He was also nowhere to be found. So I went home very upset. And of course, an hour later, he calls me, oh, I'm so sorry, my phone died, and all these excuses. And it just kept going back and forth to the point where I'm like, he's insulting my intelligence. I obviously don't believe in. He's full of. And I just said, okay, sure, fine. We ended up having lunch or brunch or I don't know what the next day. And we were at his place, and we had ordered a bunch of food. And so I was kind of cleaning up. I think he went to the restroom, and I was kind of cleaning everything up from the table and throwing it away. And he had one of those garbage cans that kind of, I think most people have, where you kind of just flips open with, when you tap it with your foot. And once that flipped open, right on the top of the garbage can, there was 2 movie tickets. And I'm like, how stupid can this guy be? And the movie tickets were for the previous night, and I was livid. I was like, how can he be so stupid that if he's gonna lie about something, why just place it? I didn't even have to touch the tickets, because they were kind of just placed on top, just like that, right next to each other. And I'm like, Jesus. So I immediately left. I said, I'm leaving. Went downstairs. He walked me downstairs. He knew something was wrong. I mean, I think he would normally walk me downstairs, because he lived in a high rise, and my car was always, 40 stories down. So he walked me downstairs, and he automatically knew something was wrong. And men, when women ask you a question, they already know the answer. So just be honest and answer the question. And I was like, what'd you do last night? And he's like, oh, I went out with my friends. I'm like, yeah, but what'd you guys do? Oh, we went to this bar, we had drinks. And I'm like, where did you go and what did you do? And he's like, I went out for drinks at a bar. And I'm like, don't lie. And so eventually he really offended me at that point, because it's kind of like, I already know what you did, just be honest. And it just got worse. I mean, it got so bad, because I was like, did you go to the movies? And of course he's like, yeah, we were gonna go to the movies. And then that's when like the snowball started. Like, what happened was that we were gonna go to the movies, but so we bought tickets, but we ended up deciding to just go to the bar, and so we just didn't go to the movies. And I was like, so why were there 2 tickets? And he's like, oh, because I bought my friend's ticket and I drove her, but I didn't want to tell. Like, it was just, I felt bad for the guy, because I was like, just stop. Literally just stop talking and say, you got me. Like, it was just so bad. At that point, I realized, you know, the value that he was putting onto this. That day I got back on Bumble, and I kind of completely stopped taking him seriously. And he knew that by kind of future actions that I did, that I wasn't taking him seriously, and I wasn't taking anything seriously. But again, it kind of just, it was disappointing, honestly, for me, because I thought, how stupid do you think I am? A. And B, he knew what I had gone through, and he actually had met Jamie in the past, because I actually tried to hook him up with one of my friends. So we all went to a bar one night, and my friend was there, and I mean, he knew in detail what I had gone through, and it was kind of just really disappointing that he was trying to pull something similar, and it kind of sucked, and he was just a joke after that. And honestly, the worst part of this story is not even that happening. It's the fact that months later, I mean, at this point, I had met Alex. We had already bought the house. I mean, this was way after. My friend bumps into him, and he's trying to basically, you know, try to ask her out. Or not even out, it was actually to a trip. And he's like, oh, let's go. And she's like, I don't think it's a good idea, because I know Adri. Adri's my friend. And he's like, oh, I didn't know about that. Because remember, it was a big secret. No one knew. And honestly, I didn't even tell her. She figured it out by certain situations that happened. She figured it out who it was. So point is that he's like, well, and he tries to act like his response to her saying, I kind of know what's going on, was disappointing is not even the word. It was kind of funny to me that he tried to downplay like how he felt and just the situation overall so much that I was like, whew, well, that's just the cherry on top, knowing that I knew he was like a joke. And at this point I was like, well, he's not even trying to pretend he doesn't know he's a joke. Like, he is literally confirming everything. Like, it was kind of just so sad. He was like, yeah, I should have told her that it was just not gonna be a thing because I was leaving, and I should have been honest to her from the beginning. And that, it didn't even get me angry, because I was way beyond. I hadn't even thought about him in months and months, and like, he hadn't even been part of my brain at all. But just the fact that he tried to play it off like that, I was just like, man, that is, I had, again, stopped taking him seriously for a while, but I just didn't think he was that type of person to then go out of his way to make himself look better in that way. So it was kind of almost sad. And she knew, you know, when she's telling me the story, I was like, okay, that is not how things went down. And she's like, I know. So it was kind of just, it made him look stupid in a sense, because she's kind of just sitting there like, what are you saying? And then he went on about, I don't know, it was just sad. And I think time timing is everything, and that just goes to show you, if he hadn't done that kind of stupid thing with like the movies and the girl, I would have never gotten back on Bumble. I would have never met Alex. Alex was on his way out, as you guys know, to California, so he was about to leave and kind of settling everything in his own life to kind of get back to California and get back to his friends and family. So timing is everything. I'm glad things happened and worked out the way they did, but it's kind of just, it was a bad story. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear any other stories. I really don't have any more bad dating stories. I know that you guys wanted to know Alex's bad dating stories. He answered it in the last video. They're non-existent. He doesn't have any bad dating stories. We talked about how we met. I don't know if you have any other questions for us. Leave them down below, because we want to make a video tonight together. You guys have been requesting us to make more videos together, so we will. And if you have another set of questions that we can answer in another Q&A session, we will do that tonight. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.